What'd you say, Jesse?
I said a lot of shit went down there.
Hell yeah, a lot of shit went down there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the MMA Advocates. My name is Eddie Law. Shout out to Phoenix AZ, Dayton, Ohio's very own Fred Kirby. And out of LA, we got our boy Jesse Rubalcaba. Dave might not make it today. He might make it. Who knows? But dude's out there enjoying the New Mexico desert, I guess, or working out or something. That's what he said. He usually goes on hikes and shit, so who knows? Anyway, all right. So, like Jesse, maybe you caught what Jesse was saying a few seconds ago, a lot of shit went down at the UFC athlete retreat in Las Vegas. People getting in fucking fights, fucking drunkards everywhere. Kobe Bryant answering questions. Leslie Smith got the balls of fucking Brock Lesnar. Jesse, let's go down with your notes there, man. What do you want to hit first?
Why don't we just start with the big one? I mean, Cyborg getting in a fight with Angela Magana. I mean, that's pretty much, and in the midst of that, punking out Chris Weidman.
See, that was weird because I had heard Weidman trying to get in the way a little bit, and that somehow Cyborg got him out of the way. I didn't know she's told him to get out the way.
Yeah, apparently she put her finger in his chest and told him to get out of the way. After she popped Magana, apparently she turned around and told everybody who else wants some. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, I enjoy that. And that's a gangster story to tell your friends. But let's not get fucking carried away here. I assume if Chris Weidman wanted to, he could have snatched her up and took her for a fucking ride. I mean, listen, that's cute. She poked his finger in his chest and told him to get out of the way. What's he gonna do? Fucking hit her? I mean,
nope.
You know, listen, man, there's two trains of thoughts with this, right? On one hand, you got Angela Magana, who we all universally low-key hate, right? She's like the most hated broad in MMA. Like, if anybody ever deserved their comeuppance, it's fucking her, man. Always with that fucking mouth and that fucking hashtag your majesty. There's not a broad I can think of on planet Earth that deserved a fucking sock and the kisser more than fucking Angela Magana. No doubt about it. Now, that being fucking said, Cyborg is one of the most dangerous women on earth. And what she likes to do is fucking punch people. So this is very fucking problematic. You know, what is this? Fucking Boys in the Hood? Fucking, what is she, Eazy-E? Like, you know, you fucking can't do that, dog. You can't just sock somebody in the fucking face on the fucking street. That shit has consequences and repercussions. Now, she probably won't go to jail, but Magana is probably going to fucking press felonious assault charges. And the fucked up thing is, it's on film. Yeah. It's a fact, Jack. There's no arguing it. I don't give a fuck if she called your mother a fucking ever-loving cock-sucking cunt. You have to suck it up and walk away. I mean, what are you going to say in court? She was harassing me on Twitter, so she got what was coming to her? This isn't fucking a favela in Brazil, man. She's gonna be in trouble for this. This is no fucking bueno. No bueno. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And listen, Cyborg, listen, she's a mean bitch. She's not to be trifled with. But this shit ain't no joke. And this isn't fucking some kangaroo court in Brazil. You can't just sock somebody in the face. Certainly not when you're supposedly one of the most dangerous women on fucking earth with your hands.
Yeah, and the whole thing's fucked up. I mean, here's the thing, like, first of all, the video that came out, it doesn't show the punch at all. It shows right before and right after. Now, there's supposedly another video that I think Beck Rawlings said she was going to try to start at TMZ or whatever. I don't know if that's the one that got released or a different one. So, you know, the attorneys can play with that a little bit. If Cyborg gets good representation, she can play with that. But 100%, you can't just go socking motherfuckers who talk shit. Like, you know, it was like 70-30 on Twitter. 70% people going, you can't fucking assault people just because they said something about you. You know what I mean? And then the other 30% are like, well, they're fighters. They can fucking fight. I'm like, yeah, maybe in the fucking back street of fucking like Toledo, right? And no one's ever going to hear about it. This is fucking the middle of Vegas at the UFC fucking Performance Institute. The fuck are you doing?
You're Cyborg. You're one of the most.
Exactly.
No, dude, even if you was in a backyard. Let me tell you something, Jack. Like 3 years ago, fucking Tank Abbott and some shitbird fought on Dixie Drive, which is like 10 minutes from my house. I swear to Christ. It was some like local tough guy versus Tank Abbott in the backyard of some fucking hillbilly fest. And let me tell you something. It made its fucking rounds on the internet. I found out about it. And it wasn't just because I was from fucking Dayton. I mean, that helped. But if Cyborg punches somebody and if she punches a lady boy in Bangkok, Thailand, we're going to find out about it. You don't get to punch nobody outside that ring ever. Ever, man. Ever.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Plus, you're Cyborg, man. Get paid to fucking fight. For real. But Jesse, what do you think of that whole thing?
Cyborg has a lot of problems, but this is, as Fred said, no bueno. You know, I was asking you guys before we came on if you guys had seen her on the Brendan Schaub show. I hate
cringy.
watching at this point.
That was so cringeworthy, man. I couldn't do it.
Watch his show at this point just because he has people that he's supposedly trying to help them tell the story. And go back and listen to this, because all she did was hurt her own reputation. Because in that whole thing, interview, if you want to call it, quote unquote, because Brendan's a moron, he can't even, you know, put together a proper sentence. She basically said that she was invited out to Dallas. Okay, she was invited out to Dallas to that big presser that they had, but they didn't have an opponent for her yet. Apparently now the rumors are it's Kat Zingano. Okay, that's what she was saying on the podcast. Mm-hmm. The problem is that if you're crying about your promotion, you're not being promoted, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Why didn't you go to that presser? Show up, put an empty chair next to you, and say, "I'm right here. Ain't nobody filling this chair. Whoever wants to fill this chair, come get some. I'm the champ at this division. GDR don't want none. Come get some." Promote yourself instead of shooting yourself in the foot and then crying about it. You know, saying, "Oh, they don't promote me. Oh, I'm just being bullied. Oh, Dana White 6, 7, 10 years ago said I was Vanderlei Silva in a dress." Who cares? Why do you keep bringing that stuff up? It doesn't matter anymore. Move on. Be your own. She kept saying that she's a business and she wants to work with the UFC and both of these businesses combine and make money. Then do it. Self-promote events. Go to, you know, fly yourself out to events and be there. You know, be one of those people that's there all the time. They're not going to push you if you're going to be difficult.
Better yet, book a fight against somebody we've all heard of. Fuck. Go compete against Kat Zingano, for Christ's sakes, and stop sucker punching Angela Magana. She ain't even in the UFC no more, is she?
No, yeah, she is.
What?
I don't know how. But
Angela Magana is? Yeah, well, whatever. Fine. Of course she is. That makes perfect sense. Why don't they just line that fight up? That makes sense. That's right up Cyborg's alley. Give her fucking Magana.
Yeah.
And then we can all talk about how great she is.
Here's the thing. So Magana's been making the rounds on Twitter. Everyone's come out and said something about it, right? Tim Sylvia was telling her, he says, "You're a fighter. There's a fighter code. You don't press charges against other fighters. You handle it in the ring or cage." Mind you, there's misspellings and grammar errors all over the fucking place. But it's Tim Sylvia. We're not expecting a fucking scholar. So.
And this guy used to be a cop, right?
Who, Tim Sylvia? I don't know, but he was fucking UFC champion.
Yeah, he went to be. I'm pretty sure he was a cop for a while after his fighting days. Way to go, Tim! You fucking jerk off.
That makes fucking sense.
There is no such thing as a fighter's code. That's called assault, dumb fuck.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't give a fuck what you do for a living. You don't hit people in the face.
So Jessica Andrade is volunteering to fight Magana now. She goes, "Okay, so let's do this. You can't fight Gabby fucking Garcia, or Chris anyway. So I volunteer to hit you inside the octagon at Sean Shelby, at Chris Cyborg." And then she goes, #baby Cyborg. Apparently Jessica Andrade thinks she's baby Cyborg. I don't think so.
Cute.
Yeah, it is. All right, Jesse, what else you want to hit on that?
I mean, do you guys want to talk about Mike Perry versus Jeremy Stevens? Apparently, Jeremy Stevens got super trashed the last night of the event, their little fighter summit. Possibly Mike Perry's woman, who knows, allegedly. And Mike Perry is the type of guy that just don't play around like that, and he just put a couple knuckles on Jeremy Stevens' face. So.
No, Mike Perry doesn't fuck around. If we've learned anything about Mike Perry recently, is that he does not fuck around. That dude's down to fight anybody. Now, again, Mike, in the cage, inside the cage, you retard. You get paid to fight in the cage. All right. Now I get it. You're from where you're from, and look, I'd be doing the same thing. If some dude came up to my chick, started trying to grind on her, I'd at least warn him first, and then if he didn't, then I'd sock him, right? Mike Perry's not fucking around. That being said, who the hell thought this was a good idea to get all these fighters together, alcohol, and then bring the women into it, and then nothing's gonna happen? Like, you see this issue coming?
not to completely change the subject, but you know what the fuck, right? Mike Perry, Jeremy Stevens, nicknamed the Heathen. Fair enough. Line the fight up. Those two pricks look like they would want to fight each other. That sounds perfect. Budweiser guy that everybody hated, that said that he didn't like repping people after they got starts. I mean, everybody universally hated this fucking Anheuser-Busch guy. What's the deal with that? Like, y'all heard about that, right?
Yeah, Jesse was telling me about. Apparently, the guy was trashed out of his mind. What did he say to them? Don't be or be something. What did they say? Be something.
He said, "Be the guy that gets his hand raised. Don't be the guy that's on the canvas knocked out."
Yeah. He said something like they're not like that. They don't like supporting guys that get knocked out or getting behind guys that get knocked out or something like that.
Didn't he say something about Conor McGregor?
Yeah, he said, "Be Conor McGregor. Don't what is it? Anheuser-Busch or whatever is not in the business of what is it? Giving sponsorship to losers or something like that." Basically, like.
Man, that guy got fired out of his mind today. For sure, he's got no job there. That's a big fuck up. That's a massive fuck up. Can't do that. God damn it. I mean, what do you think about that there, Fred? I mean, I found out because Jesse told me. I was like, get the fuck out. He was drunk. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I heard. But, you know, man, like you said, I don't know, man. Something like this seems like a good idea, right? Like trying to tell fighters what to do with their money, how to promote themselves. In theory, it seems like a good idea. It just seems like they kind of half-assed it a little bit, you know. I don't know whose idea it was to get everybody drunk, but clearly that was a fucking bad idea. You know, booze and these type of things I don't think are going to be a great idea. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fucking punching each other in the face. The fucking Anheuser-Busch guy shooting his mouth off about people getting knocked out. Lord knows what else happened behind the scenes that hasn't got reported yet. So I don't know, man. All in all, it seems like a good idea that went a little awry. But yeah, who knows though, right? The Anheuser-Busch guy's kind of like the fucking Don there. You know what? So what? He comes back and what the fighters are. I don't know. You know, I see their point, and I get how if you're a fighter, you're probably thinking, "Fuck you, motherfucker!
Yeah.
You're just some suit. You don't know shit about nothing." But the sad fact is, the suits run shit, and they most certainly do now. You know, he might have got back to Anheuser-Busch and the boss might have been like, yo, you was a little out of line. But at the end of the day, if he's a real bigwig, if that motherfucker makes dollars, then it makes sense for them to keep him. And just because he got drunk and fucking said some goofy shit one time, you know, see, depending on who he is and what he does for the company, you know, believe me, Budweiser doesn't care that a few fighters got butt hurt at his comments. Nobody of real note was even there. Connor, John, nobody was. It was a bunch of like lower level types there. So
that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. There wasn't like any like many champ. I mean, I think did you ever see like a DJ? Oh, Tyron Woodley was.
There you go.
Tyron Woodley was running.
That's what I mean, right? Of all the champs, old Tyron.
Woodley was all like where he was on Maya's back like a backpack, joking around. By the way, Maya's fucking way bigger. What were you saying, Jesse?
Oh no, there was a bunch of champions there. Just not like you guys said, not the notable champions, right? Not the guys. Oh, but you know,
nobody that really matters.
Yeah, nobody that brings in the pay-per-view eyeballs. But honestly, I think all of this could be washed away, and we could forget about this. But I think the Reebok thing was quite possibly the biggest misstep of the whole thing. How do you go and basically say that Reebok is doing a great thing, have a rep up there basically saying, hey, we're doing great things, we're happy to be working with you guys, when everybody's pissed off at Reebok? And then you have the audacity to give the fighters a coupon for 50% off a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
Off of anything off Reebok.com. Like, you have the balls to give the fighters that coupon. That's terrible.
Oh, dude, and it was funny because I fucking burst out laughing when I saw Magana tweeted that out. It's like, oh, thank you so much, Reebok, you motherfuckers. By the way, if you have any comments or questions on here, hit us up on the YouTube comment section. I can read that shit. You can also hit us on Twitter on any of the fucking screen names at CrossBonesMMA, at the MMA Advocates, and at Elaw31, and we'll read them off. But yeah, dude, I got a good fucking laugh at the Magana tweeting that shit out. I was like, really, motherfuckers, you cheap bastards, 50% off? Like, god damn it, dude. Whatever. What about Cajun Johnson calling that? What exactly did he say? Because I couldn't hear it.
Basically, he was just upset that what most fighters are upset about, right? They're losing money. They're not getting their fair shake at what the Reebok deal is. They want more money out of the Reebok deal. And then the Reebok rep actually handled it pretty well. Don't take it up with us. We just give the UFC money. They, partition it out. Go talk to the UFC, which is true.
Yeah, true.
The UFC is the one that's taking the money, and they're giving everybody out the money. So that's a UFC thing, not a Reebok thing.
And it's always been a UFC thing too.
I gotta say, man, this is turning into a real fucking shit show. Every fucking fighter with a swinging cock's got an opinion now. You remember the good old days? The good old Chuck Liddell and the Matt Hughes days when they were just good old boys and they'd take one for the team and nobody dare spoke out. And if they did, old Uncle Dana would take in the back room, throw a few $100 bills in their back pocket, buy their kid a little fucking Happy Meal or something, and we was all good. I know more, Jack. You got fucking Cajun Johnson. I don't even know who the fuck that guy is. You got him making waves, complaining about all kinds of shit, the Reebok deal. I mean, listen, the end of the day, everybody's got a point, but what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? People aren't going to not sign with the UFC. They're stuck in this deal with Reebok. It wasn't a great idea from the start. These fighter kids, bro, it's not the same thing. Okay? I'm a big Conor McGregor fan. Let me tell you something, Jack. I'd never wear a fucking Conor McGregor t-shirt. It's not the same thing, man. It's not the same thing. It's not like wearing a jersey from your favorite football team, man. Yeah, you'll sell a few fighter kits, but that was never a thing that was like going to blow up with the hip kit. Do you think you're going to have the fucking Bud Light douchebags wearing fighter kits to fucking Hooters to watch the fights? I mean, I think that's kind of what they thought, man.
Wait,
that shit was never going to be a real thing.
No. Have you ever seen one? Anybody walk in somewhere you've been that actually was wearing that shit?
I've
never seen one.
It. Yeah, I mean, that should be a testament. You see more American fighter shirts now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the fuck all of a sudden
it's
a thing that they're doing. But they're like huge now. They're like popular.
Really?
God damn it, like Quavo and like in the urban community, American fighter, fucking like shredded, ripped up jeans with zippers and shit. It's fucking like a look, you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, American fighter kicks the shit out of the Reebok fucking fighter kits as far as like products sold and money sold.
Walk into any Reebok store and how many kits are you going to see on the shelf? You're going to see maybe one, which is the Conor McGregor kit, maybe. If they didn't have it in stock, even on display, you might have to ask them to order it for you. This was never a good idea, like Fred said. I mean, I would honestly buy a shirt that a fighter would make on his own, like with his own logo and stuff. You know whose shirt I really like? Cub Swanson.
Oh, I was gonna say Ishihara. I want to get one of those. I love my bitches shirts, but I think you can get them.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's fucking original. I'd wear I love my bitches shirt. Fuck yeah.
That's what I would wear.
That's what I'm talking about. Let the fighters.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we're missing here. I mean, can you imagine? Let's put the scenario here. Chuck Liddell comes back to the UFC. We're not going to see him in the icicle shorts. We're going to see him in some crap ass Reebok gear. And it's going to look like a normal person. We've lost all that due to the fact that the UFC thought that this Reebok deal was going to work.
Yep.
And the whole honestly, who knew who Cajun Johnson was up until after this weekend?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't.
I remember who he was. I remember who he was, but I thought he had gotten cut. Legit, I was like, he's still in the UFC when I heard about him. You know what I mean? But by the way, see,
Reebok fucking sucks.
Yep.
Like
yep. I can't disagree.
Cool. Even fucking Kanye West chose to do his deal with Adidas. Even the Yeezys are Adidas. Like Reebok is the fucking redheaded stepchild of sneakers. Nobody wears fucking Reeboks.
See, Reebok is fucking up. Like just like Jesse was saying, if something else that's gonna benefit a fighter directly, I'll buy. For example, back in the day, I bought this right here. You see this? This is a "Don't Be Scared, Homie" shirt that you can get. You can only get through a website from the Diaz brothers, right? I got that shit years ago. You know what I mean? One, because the shirt's fucking badass, but two, because I knew it wasn't going to the UFC and it was going straight to those guys, right? So I think that's a new thing. Is people aren't buying Reebok gear because they know about the deal. They know it's horseshit. So they're like, fuck that. I'm gonna go get me a Club Swanson shirt. I'm gonna get me an Ishihara shirt. I'm gonna go, whatever, get a Nate Diaz represent shirt. Stuff like that, right? Even Conor McGregor has more. McGregor's more commercialized. He's mostly Reebok shit, right? But remember when he had that deal with the Throne, and he had
right.
He had like a bunch of those Stay Ready or something like that shirts. Even then,
and that shit, those shirts were always fresher too, weren't they?
Oh,
like even the
way better.
They were always way cooler to rock. Like Reebok's designers kind of suck, man. The shit don't look cool either.
Yeah.
If Nike had done it, it might be kind of fresh and actually worth wearing. But Reebok's just not that fucking good. It's a third-rate company, man.
I agree.
What do you think?
What?
Do you think like this whole Reebok deal is kind of like that? What is it? The Lonzo Ball shoe that he tried to come out with, where it's like a really crappy design, overpriced. Nobody really cares about it.
The Lonzo Ball thing is different. But go ahead.
Behind it, you're gonna sell, but it's not, because it's not a good product.
Let me tell you something. This is what I hope the Reebok deal was, and hopefully maybe is. I'll remind you guys. There was a time. Now we refer to them as the Bud Light fans.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Sponsored by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever drank Mickey's before, but I've drank Mickey's, and it ain't fine malt liquor, Jack. It is trash.
Far from it.
There was also a time when the UFC used to be on Spike TV. Okay? So they start with these small platforms, and then they end up where they want to be. Now they're sponsored by Bud Light on Fox. If eventually they roll out a Nike deal, then maybe all of this was all part of the master plan. But if they get stuck with Reebok for too much longer, I don't know, man. I'm hoping that was just the deal. Start with what you can get big money, cool designs, and the real deal, the Fox deal, the Bud Light deal with Nike. Or, maybe fucking Adidas or something.
Wait, Jesse, go ahead.
No, and I think this is actually really, really good to transition into what we were talking about also in another part of this whole weekend, was that a lot of the talk turned to the union, right? A lot of the fighters were trying to pick and choose like their battles to bring up the whole union thing. And then we had Leslie Smith, when Kobe Bryant was up there as one of the celebrities brought in by WME IMG, and Leslie Smith basically asked Kobe Bryant, "Hey, I think it'd be a great thing for us fighters to have a union." And like you and me, Eddie, were talking about earlier, I think it was kind of like a douchey way of asking the question of a guy that doesn't really know what's going on in the business. But Kobe Bryant gave an honest answer, and his answer was, of course, every sport that has, athletes and a company that oversees them should definitely have a union. That's how you protect your rights. That's how you get a bigger chunk of your money. But to me, it was kind of like, getting a trick question in and then kind of getting an answer you want without the guy knowing all the details. But that's what's leading to all this is kind of going to lead to that, where all the fighters are just finally going to just be like, you know what, let's just do a union. Because this is the only way we're going to get a chunk of the next TV deal that's coming in the next 2 years, the next Reebok Nike deal that's coming up. All that stuff is where it's going to lead to eventually. And if fighters don't unionize, they're going to be asked out of luck again.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I love this whole spin that WME put on the retreat, though, right? Like, I can just picture fucking Ari in his room going, "Yeah, guys, we haven't really been there for the fighters, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get fucking Snoop Dogg. We're going to have fucking Kobe Bryant come in and get some motivational shit. We're going to get a ton of liquor. We're going to have some fucking tie hookers for the guys and some fucking tie hookers for the broads, since most of them are fucking lesbiancas. It's going to be fucking lit."
You know what though? When I heard about it, I was like, man, this is like that casual Friday shit they do it like 9 to 5ers, right? Like you're 9 to 5, you're in an office, you got to wear fucking slacks and fucking button ups and shit every day. But except on Friday, You can wear jeans on Friday in a goddamn Hawaiian shirt. You like that? Yeah, you like that? Yeah, like that kind of bullshit.
Listen though, listen. Shit, you don't do that kind of shit with fighters, right? It backfired on them. Like, yeah, come on down, man. Snoop Dogg, bring your fucking weed, your mistress. It's gonna be lit. You get down there, fucking Cyborg's punching broads. You got fucking Mike Perry's old ladies trying to get fucked, completely fucking off his rocker. Fucking snorting blow off of hookers' asses and shit. It's fucking going down. All of a sudden, Ari's like, what the fuck have we got ourselves into? These fucking people are savages.
Yeah, I bet you. Ari thought they were fucking like gonna be like actors where everyone's blowing each other all the time. Like, nah, dude, these motherfuckers. Some of these motherfuckers are real.
Yeah.
Nah, some of these guys are fucking real.
This is not Mark Wahlberg.
No way. All right, gonna read a few of these YouTube comments here. Cyborg MMA says, "I'll take that coupon and shove it at Reebok's ass." Talking about the coupon. Priya Rose says, "Was he removed?" I heard someone was removed. Was that Cajun Johnson that got removed?
Yeah, he was removed, and then basically talked to, and then he never came back apparently, or he might have come back, but yeah, he was removed, and I think somebody else was removed as well for speaking up. So
that's fucked up. Then Mike Jarve says, "Did anyone see Tony Hinchcliffe's tweets on the Angela Cyborg confrontation?" It's at Tony Hinchcliffe, and first of all, Tony Hinchcliffe is the one that made the joke on the podcast on the plane with Rogan and Dana White. If you guys didn't see it or hear it, or mostly hear it because it was audio only, he basically said if Cyborg wants to make 135, she should just cut her dick off. And it was funny. He's a comedian. It was a joke, but people got butthurt like a motherfucker. Like, just, people just lose their shits about anything, right? So he goes off and he tweets out, "Ignore the victim crap." Because Cyborg's playing victim. We know this shit. I mean, she's claiming victim. But he goes, "Ignore the victim crap. Cyborg is unprofessional and overly sensitive. The ability to handle criticism is part of being a public figure." And then to just go down the fucking line off this tweet, all the way down, a bunch of people, this one guy goes, "I hope she does get to you," or her boyfriend will be justice for bullying her for no reason. You went after her for no reason. This is where Tony Hinchcliffe has a point, my opinion. Here's a point. Tony Hinchcliffe responds to that. He goes, "Here in America, the greatest country in the world, public figures get made fun of at times. I'm a comedian. She's a cheater." And then goes off on the steroid thing. Like, I mean.
Yes. Who, Tony, whatever the fuck, don't work for the UFC.
Exactly. He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Whatever he wants.
Oh, he got a phone call.
Jesus fucking Christ. He what the fuck? That dude don't owe Cyborg shit, man. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Be sensitive to Cyborg. For what? Ain't nobody being sensitive to Donald Trump. That motherfucker's the motherfucking leader of the free world. He gets it daily. Like, why would she think that a comedian would be beyond making fun of her? Like, that's got nothing to do with anything, quite frankly. Like, dude's a comedian. He don't got to be nice to Cyborg.
Plus, going along with what Fred said, everybody that's a public person that engages in social media gives it right back.
Yeah.
The most successful guys that are on social media all the time, they give it right back. They have thick skins. They don't let any of this stuff get to them. Because why? Because it's just words. Yes, it sucks. If you're getting hazed 24/7 about the way you look, the way you talk, whatever, it sucks. We all went through it. Unless you were like, a Greek god in high school, middle school, whatever. Everybody got bullied, yo. Everybody got somebody, punking them, trying to steal their lunch money, whatever. Everybody went through it. We all had to grow. But some of these people, that get famous, quote unquote, just don't have that thick skin. Too bad for you. Get off social media.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I love it. Like, I hope she finds you and kicks your ass. Let me tell you something, Jack. I know that I'm not fucking famous and nobody cares, but I'll make a joke about Cyborg having a dick. And I wish she would kick my ass, Jack. What's that fucking famous line? Was it Rocky 4 or 5? Where the black dude's by the car.
Touch me, not sue.
He's like, "I'll sue you." And he goes ahead and tags him. Yeah, well, what they don't show you after the movie is where Rocky gets sued and loses everything. Hit me, Cyborg. I'd fucking double doggy dare you, motherfucker. Anything you own, I will sue the shit out. That's the whole point of this whole thing. Find you. What's she gonna do? She finds me. Beat me up? I wish you would.
Please do
I'm
it.
in a fucking trailer. I've got 0 to lose. Cyborg can suck my dick.
Yeah, so
How about
that
that?
whole thing's fucking fucked up. And then what else we got here on the YouTube? He started talking about Reebok. It's 3 more years of it. I'm assuming that deal is still going. If they're gonna re-sign Reebok, it's gonna happen before that fucking deal's over. So we'll know sooner or later whether or not we're gonna bail on they're gonna bail on Reebok. And Fightbook MMA asking, who has a bigger dick, Cyborg or Fallon Fox?
Cyborg. Fallon Fox got hers cut off.
That's fucked up. I completely forgot about Fallon Fox. Remember when she was beating the shit out of chicks, or he was beating the shit out of chicks, still had a dick and everything? And it was like, oh, whatever. She had was going through the what are they doing? The therapy.
She was post-op.
Was she?
She was post-op, right?
Yeah, I think
she didn't actually have a dick.
Actually, Emma Smith fucked
She was post-op when she was winning, and then she got beat after she had the operation and time passed. So
apparently that shit falls off. You got no more power, eh, bitch? I'm kidding. Anyway,
I love that we're comparing Cyborg to a full-blown tranny.
It's fucked up. Like, all seriousness, like Cyborg, if you're gonna be fucking sensitive and touch about everything, stay the fuck off social media. Do what you've been doing. Have your boyfriend handle your social media. Never look at it yourself. All right, and just tell him not to say too much crazy shit. That's literally it.
Yeah, if you're a snowflake, do what Brendan Schaub does. Have somebody else handle it for you and show you only the good stuff. That way you only think
back up. What the fuck is a snowflake?
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. Other than actual snow.
I'm
serious. I don't know what it is.
All the very sensitive people, all those kids that need what is it? Those special rooms in colleges when
safe space.
Oh, that's
safe space.
That's what they're calling them.
That's what I call them. I think that's what everybody calls them. I don't even care.
They should just call them hippies. That's fucking weird. Whatever happened to that?
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Whatever, dude. I would just call them hippie. It's a generalized term. We know this. Anyway, but all right. Moving on. What else?
Wait. Move on. Cyborg, I'm sorry. I am in California, so please don't find me and beat me up. But if you do, please, I'm gonna record it and sue you. So I'll go along with Fred, but we'll apologize ahead of time.
He'll actually get the punch on video, not that bullshit like, oh, and then dude's head in the way, and then at the end it's just you hear a pop of some sort. You didn't see no fucking punch. Fucking someone tell the TMC's got to pay that Beck Rollins already. We want to see the actual punch if it even happened. All right, someone call Eddie Bravo. I bet Eddie Bravo was like, look into it. They faked 6 lunar landings. Look into it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. All right.
Settle down, Eddie. You need to stop smoking that good Cali weed.
Oh, I got. You know what? I'm just waiting for Arizona to act right. That's all I'm asking for. Act right, Arizona. Let's be adults. Anyway. All right. Anything else from the retreat there, Jesse?
No, that's about it. Unless you guys got anything else.
Nope. All right. Moving on.
Nope. That wraps it up.
Moving on. Whittaker versus Romero for the interim title. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Bisping cannot fight. But look, he's recovering from something. I think he had surgery, didn't he? Like a knee injury. He had surgery for that or something. But regardless, he's recovering from something. He's still injured, so he can't fight, according to him. So, what does the UFC do? Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero for the interim title. Jesse, what do you think about that?
Finally, moving the division along, and exactly what we all said, right? You want a guaranteed title shot? Get an interim title. Then they can't deny you after that. So, great. Perfect.
Fred?
Yeah, one of the few times I agree with Jesus. I mean, what are you going to do? Good call, man. I mean, it's the fight that should be made in the position that we're in. If Mike can't fight, this way we know that whoever does win this fight absolutely deserves the shot. There's no denying it. Perfect. I mean, I don't know, GSP, I guess I don't know what we're going to do with that cute little prick now. But beyond that, it makes perfect sense. Right?
For GSP, what's left?
Good fight, too. Good fight.
I can't wait for that fight. That's a fucking fire fight right there. Now with GSP, now you mention it. I mean, there's really only 2 ways to go. In my opinion, there's only 2 ways to go. You go the 170 title fight, which is what I'm hearing from a lot of people saying that, or not a lot of people. Like a lot of people are speculating. That it is going to be Woodley or the winner of Woodley Maya against GSP later on in the year, or what I'm hoping to see for whatever reason, Anderson Silva against GSP. You know what I mean? That's the only way. That's the only way I see it. What? What
are you, Nick Pilecki or something?
No, dude. But the more I think about it, we want to see these fuckers fight in their prime. We didn't get to see it. Might as well just do it now.
I'm hoping for the other rumor that I heard. I just want the Diaz rematch. That's what I want.
Dude, I would love to see that, but if this is gonna be a fucking the same shit as the first fight, just taking him down and humping him the whole time, I don't want to see that. You know what I
Fred,
mean?
you want to hear Fred's split here?
I don't give a shit about GSP at this point. I'm so fucking over that dude. I mean,
Exactly. Here's the thing. I haven't seen much hype about GSP at all. Even when they announced he can fight him against Bisping, most of the reaction that I saw, including mine, was, okay, all right.
yeah, I mean,
that's a thing now.
I guess Anderson Silva is the only thing that I could think of that's kind of going to make any sense, really. I mean, I'm glad they're not doing the fucking Bisping fight. You know, what the fuck? That fucking didn't make no goddamn sense at all. Thank God they're not going through with that fucking shit. So
I hope it never happens.
I guess it can't get no worse than that.
I guess not. And speaking of Nick Pilecki, our boy at Nick X Micro hitting us up on Twitter saying in capital letters, it is gonna happen. Anderson versus GSP. He's hoping. At this point, I'd rather see that than really anything else with GSP. But I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm not down on GSP, and I don't doubt him, and I don't disrespect him at all. But I mean, I'm like, okay. I mean, cool.
I'm down on him at this point. At this point, could you be excited because you had him in a fight, and then now he's going back and saying, "Oh, I will not be ready until September. After September, then anytime after that, pick the date." So what have we been doing this whole time? We're just waiting for you to decide to come back. Like and that whole Anderson fight, I think it's like the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. It's too late. Yeah, people will be excited to see it, but I mean, it's too late. It's not going to prove anything anymore. Both of them are pretty much past their prime, in my opinion. I mean, Anderson has one win, one very weird win against Corey Anderson. I just don't see the excitement for any of that.
All right, let's go on.
It's definitely not the same.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the same, man. I mean, but like, what's the exciting fight for GSP now? Like, I mean, I know he's the money fight, but like, is there really a fight for him that we're all clamoring to see?
Not
Conor?
really.
Yeah, but that's almost not fair because Conor is the money fight. Like, Conor versus anybody. I mean, I guess, Conor, but fuck.
But think about that. If Conor wants to solidify himself as the greatest MMA mixed martial artist fighter of ever, you beat the guy that never got beaten at 170. You knock him out. Kind of do like what's his name? Back when GSP lost his title. And then basically you just get all that shine off of GSP. How many people would not be like bigger fans of Conor if he's able to beat the greatest guy ever? The guy that most people still think is the number one pound for pound 170er out there. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it would definitely give him that legend killer thing. But I mean, you know how it is though. If you do that, you're gonna have a lot of people going, yeah, but fucking GSP hadn't fought in 10 years and he was coming off a loss to Johnny Hendricks, and see what you're saying. Like, if you're just trying to do numbers, that they're like probably the two bigger names in the sport. Throw them together, they're remotely close. But
Mike Jarp's throwing out the fuck GSP on YouTube. Straight up. Anyway.
Same.
All right, moving on here to the fight that we actually this is probably gonna be a little tougher to figure out. But Cody Garbrandt's out, not for a long time they're saying, but he's still out of this fight with TJ Dillashaw. So what's the talk now? And UFC's throwing, and I think Dana White threw it out there saying now we're looking at TJ Dillashaw against Demetrius Johnson for the 125 belt. DJ already said no to that shit, but I don't dislike that. You know what I mean? I don't dislike that fight. What about you, Fred?
I don't dislike it at fucking all. Now, listen, when is the fight? July?
Yeah, I think so. Be like 214, 215, something like that.
I kind of get why DJ ain't jumping out of his skin over it. You know what I'm saying? That's not really fucking kind of came out of nowhere because Cody got hurt. If I'm DJ, I'm kind of like, well, that ain't got shit to do with me, Jack.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But listen, what does DJ lack seriously right now? Fucking depth of competition. If it ain't TJ, it's fucking Ray Borg. All right? So there's this grandiose idea that he's going to beat Anderson Silva's record. Now let's all just calm the fuck down for a minute and be fucking serious. True, he beat Anderson Silva's record, but how many people are going to give a fuck? Not me.
Not me.
And I'll
Nobody.
tell you why. Because a lot of the cats that he beat to beat Anderson Silva's record are shitbirds. All right? They're good fighters. They were great fighters at the time, but they're not, you know, Dan Henderson. Anderson Silva beat some legends on that route. DJ don't got none of those guys. And if he surpasses Anderson Silva's record by beating Ray fucking Borg after beating fucking Wilson fucking Hayes, you know what I'm saying? You see the fucking reoccurring theme here?
Yeah.
Ali Bagantinov, the guy that he beat fucking a couple years ago, just got starched out by some shitbird no-namer. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of a chance for DJ to say, well, look at that. That guy was the fucking man at 35, barely lost the belt, then beat two top contenders, and I fucking finished him. Like, for me, being a low-key, like, DJ critic, if he fucking comes out and finishes TJ.
Yeah, all respect, dude. Easily.
Fucking respect.
Hell yeah. So here's on the YouTube comments. Piero says, no, he has everything to lose. And she's talking about DJ. DJ has nothing to gain from this fight. I mean, nothing really, because it's not a money fight. You know, and suppose it's gonna be a main event, which, you know, if you guys remember that I think UFC 177 or 78, something like that. And in Toronto, maybe it was 74. But remember, in Toronto, they were walking out of his fight in the main event. It's gonna happen again.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
I think that, listen, maybe to the casuals, there's not much to be had there because they don't know who TJ Dillashaw is.
Like, we're gonna love it. Yeah.
I'm not sold on DJ being that great. I know I shouldn't say that. I know he's great, but I'm not sold on him being this pound for pound animal. I'm sorry, but the wins over Wilson Hayes and the Ali Bagantinovs just don't sell me like that. The Benavidez wins, dope. The Ian McCall wins, dope, even though one of them was super close and questionable. Yeah. He's got a few wins that are great and then a few wins that are scattered. A win against TJ, I don't know, man. I feel like it gives him street cred to dickheads like me. If he comes out and beats or finishes TJ, even a cunt like me ain't got shit to say about DJ no more.
Okay. I see all your guys' points, but let's look at it from TJ's perspective, okay? He's working his ass off to get back to this title at 135, okay? He's right there at the finish line. But now he's thinking about dropping to 125. What happens? Let's just say theoretically here. What happens if DJ starches him in 1 round, 2 rounds because of the weight cut? All right. What happens to TJ's opportunity at 135? Are we going to want to see TJ against Cody after that?
If he gets finished, no. If it's like a hard fight decision, probably.
And that's my point.
What?
Go.
Go ahead, Fred.
No, who gives a fuck if you can't beat the guy as the champion below you? Then why the fuck should I tune in to watch you fight the champion above you? Listen, if DJ starches him, Cody would have starched that ass.
Yeah.
Because he's bigger. That's how this thing works. Like, if you go down, then I guess you didn't deserve, or you shouldn't have the shot above. And I know that's not exactly the way it works, but it's this idea of who fights who win. We all got to fight. If we're all in there, like, if you lose to DJ, then did you really deserve the shot at Cody?
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
If you're TJ, why risk that? Why just do what Woodley did? Do what a lot of the other contenders, when they're this close, just wait. Just wait. I know he thinks that he can go down and become a champion. But so what's going to happen to that division? Say TJ wins, okay? So what happens then? Then he goes back up to 135. What happens to the 125 belt? You know? Now he vacates that belt. Now we have a whole nother Conor McGregor deal at 145, right? Because now he's the true champion, because the champion is now at 135 getting his ass beat by somebody else, you know, until he decides to come back down again. If he ever decides to do that.
So, what if he becomes a 2-division champ? What if he becomes a star? And DJ's got to work his way up the ladder. I love his. I mean, it's not so gloom and doom, man. If TJ wins, then TJ's the champ at flyweight. As long as he can keep making the weight. Now, if he doesn't make the weight, or it's a horrible weight cut and he's never going back, then you can have a problem. If the Q cocksucker can make the weight on and off, let's do the damn thing.
Does he look like he could make the weight?
TJ?
Yeah.
He's a little dude.
Yeah, he's not that big. He says he can.
I have no idea, honestly. I don't. He looks great at 35. Though cutting that extra 10 might kill him. He seems to think he can do it, though. So I mean, who am I to tell him no?
We've seen him struggle at 135, though. Remember when he first started in the 135?
Never missed weight, though.
Never missed weight, but he struggles to make that weight. How's 10 extra pounds going to go for him?
Now, here's the thing. So, yeah, real quick. So reading up on the YouTube comments, they're talking about this on here, too. Eastside Rider says, TJ has never competed at 125, not even in college.
Right.
Not even
I heard
in high
that,
school.
Not even wrestling.
Not in wrestling, nothing. This would be brand new to this guy. And you're gonna do it on a title shot. It's a long shot for him.
That was before steroids. Okay, we'll get TJ on a nice little diuretic. We'll get him down to 25, no problem, man. Stop it. What year is that?
Fuck the rules. Real quick, a few more comments on here. Mike Jarvis says that record. You're talking about instance of his record. That record needs to be broken by someone that's in the division, so 125er. And what else we got? That's kind of as far as relevancy goes. Oh, and Preya is asking, what's TJ gonna do? Let's say he wins. Will he stay at 125? Is he gonna fight, Jiu-Jitsu, Joe Benavidez? Like, you know what I mean? There's too many questions with this shit. Now, if they make that fight again, I'm with Fred. I want to watch it. I want to see it. You know what I mean? If that's the best fight we're gonna get, fine. Because if you throw Ray Borg in there, it's like one fight too soon for that guy.
So here's the question: then, if that's the fight we're going to get, then where would you guys, to kind of put a bow on this topic, where would you guys rather see the fight at? Would it please you more, Jesse, if we had to have the fight, if they just did it at 35 to give DJ a somewhat super fight and not put the flyweight belt on the line? Would that make it better for everybody?
Yeah, you know what? That would put it in line with Anderson Silva going up weight division and proving that he's a badass in another division. You know,
exactly. That's what people have been complaining about.
205 title, but he went up there and beat some ass at 205. So if DJ does that, that suits me perfectly, because then you don't destroy the champion. You just kind of show that he's good in his division, just not good at that weight division above. Then that's not breaking a person. Plus, you keep TJ busy and you keep him relevant, because now what does he have under his belt if he wins? He has a win over a champion. All right, that's all around good publicity for everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
No, definitely. All right, we're running out of time here, so we're gonna skip a couple of things that aren't that impressive or that great. Let's do a real quick show. It would be quick. When we go to our like mini fucking Stockholm pre-fight. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, Bellator. We haven't talked Bellator at all, right?
So So Daly gets choked out by Rory McDonald, and then gets into it in fucking MVP outside the cage. What the fuck is that about? Like,
that was fucking great, right? Fuck yeah. I'm hyped all the way around, man. I mean, the Red King looked good.
Oh, it was great.
Paul Daly seems to have lined up his next fight. If I'm Bellator, now listen. We cannot gloss over the atrocity that was that fucking Congo fight.
Oh,
and can I just say for the record that Czech Congo has not been in an exciting fight since he fought Pat Barry back when Hector was a fucking pup. Hector's a full-grown dog. Czech Congo is a boring fighter, but good card and great main event, great result.
You just reminded me of something. Hey, Brendan, you're a moron. He's comparing Czech Congo to our good buddy Francis Ngannou. He's saying Francis Ngannou is the new Czech Congo.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, if fucking Czech Congo had some cajones.
Yeah, that I mean, I rewatch. I can't replay some of those fights, but the Red King looks like a bad motherfucker. By the way, what?
Quickly on that topic, I know we got to wrap this shit up quickly. I'll give Czech Congo this. When Czech Congo first got to the UFC, he was quote unquote a striker and a kickboxer. I don't remember what happened to him. I think he got that funny ass starched. And it literally, he pulled a GSP. There was a time when GSP had Jean-Claude Van Damme comparisons because he used to actually kick in fights, throw high kicks and shit. And then a guy named Matt the Terracera knocked his funny French ass out. And in his next fight, he changed his whole shit up. And I swear that's what Czech did. I think Czech got knocked out by somebody and then came back and figured, fuck that. I'm big. I can wrestle people to the ground. I ain't taking no more chances.
Yeah, safe fighting at that point. So I mean, I guess it's all about the W, man. But a lot of people, that turns a lot of people off because it's not exciting. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do? All right, let's do our a mini Stockholm break, just pick them for the at least the fights that matter. Here's the thing: a lot of people aren't tuning in for this shit because it hasn't even been promoted very well by the UFC. And if you look at the card, you kind of see why, right? It's not the most exciting card. The best fights on here, or the ones that people are more excited about, are the co-main and the main. And that co-main not even that much. But I'm watching it because Misha Serkinov's fighting, and that's a bad motherfucker. So Misha's fighting Volkan Ozdemir. So this will be a good fight. In the main event, of course, Gustafsson against Glover Teixeira. But let's just do our picking for those two fights. Who else is on here? Killaby against Peter Sabata. Abdul Hassan against Omari Akhmedov. You get the picture, right? Of what how this card's built.
European card,
full European card. Oh, real quick on the times. We'll make our pick for the co-main and main. It's obviously the fights in Stockholm, Sweden. The times are way different. It's gonna be way early for everyone in the States. So just take notice. It's on Sunday. On the online prelims on UFC Fight Pass will be at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time. The FS1 prelims will be at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And, of course, the main card on FS1, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, for us out in the West, we're done by noon. Go grab some lunch, fucking, do whatever you want to do, walk your dog, chill the fuck out, unless you're in Arizona where it's 100 degrees. But let's make our picks here, man. Ozdemir against Misha Serkinov. I'm taking Misha, obviously. But, Fred, were you ever sold on Misha?
I mean, listen. We'll see, man. He hasn't fought nobody too impressive yet. He looks great, but I mean, I ain't gonna jive you, Jack. I don't know who this cat he's fighting is. I ain't never heard of that fool. So, I would assume he's a tough guy. But yeah, I mean, until we see Misha in there against, I love calling him Misha.
Yeah,
that's great. Until we see Misha in there against somebody that has, it's hard to tell. He looks very promising. What are you gonna do? I'm definitely not gonna pick against. I'm not gonna pick the dude I've never heard of. I mean, I assume Misha Serkinov. This is a softball for him. So
I think it should be. It should be a setup fight for him to take on a top 5 guy somewhere. I think.
Right.
Yeah, Jesse, who are you picking?
Yeah, I agree. I think Misha should walk away with this win. Although his opponent, if I remember correctly, he's kind of a well-rounded striker. So I think this is actually a pretty good test to see how well Serkinov is going to do against those high-level strikers. So I mean, it's a good enough test in my opinion. I think we're definitely going to learn a good amount about Misha Serkinov in this fight. And with a win here, like you guys saying, a top 5 contender should move him up the ladder pretty nicely.
Definitely. All right. And our main event, of course. Alexander Gustafsson against Glover Teixeira, 2 guys that have both fought and lost to John Jones. Gustafsson lost to DC in a super close fight. So now they're fighting each other. I'm picking Gustafsson, however you say the last name, just because I'm hoping that we get to see him rise up. But man, the last few fights that he's had, the last couple of fights that he's had, especially the one against AJ, against Rumble. Man, he came out of that fight looking like he didn't want to do this shit anymore. So I'm kind of surprised that he's back. But I'm still going to pick him to come back and at least make one more run for the title. Freddie, who are you picking?
Man, I think this is – I don't want to fucking jinx the guy, but I think this is Gustafsson easily, to be honest with you. I think he's a way better striker. I think he uses his range and his length way better. And I don't think, listen, man, Glover fucking really didn't want to bang with fucking Jared Cannonier in his last fight.
He didn't. That was weird.
And I don't think that Alex will be held down. Down by Phil Davis. Actually, I'm sorry, he got submitted by Phil Davis. But ever since he took that L, him and Phil has been training together, and I just do not see Glover being able to hold him down. And over the course of 5 rounds, I think that Glover's going to eventually get knocked out.
That's what I go with.
Say 3rd round, Glover's a tough motherfucker, but 3rd, 4th round, TKO Gustafsson.
We'll go to uppercuts Gustafsson because that's always wide open with Glover, the fucking uppercut. Jesse.
God dang. I guess I'm the only one that just kind of is so uninterested in this fight. I'm just gonna go against both of you guys because I honestly think that both of these guys are pretty much at the end of their rope here. I mean, Gustafsson has been talked about retiring. Has been to the top of the mountain, just can't, finally plant his flag and take home that belt. And then like Fred was saying in Glover's last fight, he was really, really hesitant. And I think that's due to the fact that how AJ, put him away so quickly and kind of just broke his will and his iron jaw that he always had, or he thought he always had, up until he ran into the beast, Anthony Johnson. So this is a weird main event. Like you guys said, it's a European card basically. So the Europeans are going to get their money's worth, hopefully. But I just don't really care who wins. I hope neither of these guys get a title shot because both of these guys, they're not that caliber of fighter anymore, in my opinion.
They won't get out of this.
Well, hey, you're gonna be surprised, because John Jones comes back and beats DC for that title. You better believe they're gonna put one of these guys in to keep it warm. So
you think they're hoping that Gustafsson wins so they can get that second fight with Jones? You can sell that.
Yeah, definitely. I think thinking along the way you guys are thinking, I think this is a perfect setup to keep Gustafsson kind of in front of the line, So if John wins, he has that opportunity for the title. If DC wins, they had a really close fight anyway, so it'll sell again, that they had a close fight. So I think this is a layup for him, but I just don't think his heart is in it anymore. So
it's been a weird time for that dude. Okay, just real quick, last second check of the headlines. Belfort's interested in fights with Vanderlei Silva and Sonnen, I think, or Silva and Sonnen is what it says. I'm just reading headlines here. Renan Barao and Aljamain Sterling and Ricardo Lamas and Chang Sung Young set for UFC 214. Those are good fights. What else we got? Bellator does 607,000 viewers for Rory McDonald's tape delay debut. God, that was a shit show. I watched it. I didn't even bother watching it live. All right, fucking Bellator with your bullshit. Yeah. You still haven't seen it? Honestly, the Rory fight was worth watching because he looks good. He looked really good in my opinion. I don't even think he got his nose tested. I don't even think he got hit. That fight was on the ground. And it was a tap out quick. It was like a second round tap out. So that's cool. All right. If nothing else, fellas, it's gonna do it for us tonight. Shout outs all around. Fight Back MMA, Priya Rose, Eastside Rider, Mike Jarvis, our buddy. Fucking Max Reed. If anyone didn't hear, Max Reed he had his fight last Friday. It was a 5-round decision loss, but I mean the circumstances that he fought at, and all that he had to go through just to get there, and have to go back home and then come back, and then he took a fight anyway. And then the guy he fought, supposedly was a gym owner. He wasn't a punk. You know what I mean? And he didn't get finished, dude. Like, I'm proud as fuck of this kid.
Right. That's almost like it's a moral victory, right? I mean, he went the distance in his first fight against. Yeah, they said the dude had a lot of fucking fights under his belt. So, fuck, man, a lot of fights versus one fight, and he didn't even get finished. That's a fucking moral victory in my book.
Oh, dude, I'm proud as fuck of this kid. I mean, all the shit that he's taking, that's a lot of heart, dude. Just to show up is a heart. It's mad heart. And then to go all 5 rounds, I got to watch it on Facebook. He didn't do as bad as he thought. He's very, he's his worst critic, but I thought he did way better than most people did. Eastside Rider says hats off to Max. Absolutely. All right. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us tonight. You can follow Jesse at Spa1 You can follow Fred at Kirby_MMA. I'm at ELO31. Dave is at Dave's MMA Brief. Nick Pilecki is at Nick X Micro. And, of course, at CrossBonesMMA, at the MMA Advocates. And, of course, shout out to our sponsors here. RepTheAdvocates.com is representing yourself some rep gear, hats, shirts, everything. RepTheAdvocates.com. And, someone actually hit me up on Twitter asking me about this. This shirt says CrossFit for cystic fibrosis. It's really, really shitty disease to have. Google it. Just, it'll fuck with your head a little bit. But definitely for one of the people that I train with over at the gym, her son has it, so we went and did a whole workout for that. So that's the reason I'm wearing the shirt. I went and represented. So what can I say? So again, for myself, Fred Kirby, Jesse, Dave, Nick, and everybody else on the CrossBones team, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and share this shit. And good night, Wilshire.